given me the opportunity to see what else I need to bring up and release and work on and get rid of. And it has done that. It was in a safe place. I couldn't feel more safe. I have got new family members that'll last for the rest of my life. That's how safe you feel. Lisa is unbelievable in opening a container of safety. It was tough. The first day I recall I didn't want to gum because I knew there was something out there that has been bothering me for a really long time, but I didn't know how to put it into words or put it in a safe place to release it. So I kind of hemmed and hawed, no, maybe I don't feel too good today, but I came, and once I got started, it was on a roll, and then I couldn't stop. So now I'm gonna go home and work on more, because there is more. There's more to say, there's more to do, but still, I'm complete. And I agree.
Some of the benefits I got from the course, I was a shy guy, but look at me now. So it uplifts some of the nervousness I had on my side. So usually I wouldn't be talking in front of a table, but I'm doing it. So I no longer have as much baggage I had before I came in and did it. I think a couple of doors closed that were needed to be closed, so there's room for new doors to open. So that's what I got from this. And also, I just feel lighter and different. I feel like a new man.
Found peace with someone that I never thought I would ever find peace with, and it was very powerful for me, because I never expected it, and actually the person that I found peace with was the person that I didn't put on the board in the beginning, and it actually just came to me over the course of the weekend, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, and it was very special.
I've done a lot of work around my mother. I knew I had a lot of issues growing up with her, and I did feel that there was a lot of breakthroughs that I've made, but there was still something I can sense that was still holding me back in my relationship, and I really wanted to move past that. First of all, just starting from the completion weekend, really identifying all the issues in my life that came up, and then with that particular relationship was huge, just to see the patterns that were coming up and to see how my reactions were to those. And then to work on that individual relationship on all aspects, that's what helped me become complete with my mom, was that I saw that there was an aspect that I haven't touched on. And this weekend helps you look at all aspects of that relationship. And I can say gladly that afterwards I feel complete with my mom. So it's been an awesome experience.
The weekend encompasses opening your heart and learning to get rid of those things that make your heart heavy and sad when you think of them. And this course helps you think of that issue or that person or that event in your life, and you just remember it as a memory, but not as something that makes you sad.
So for me, I had a lot of issues with my mom, and I've spent the last several years in other total health mastery courses, learning all of those modalities, clearing issues with my mom, So I came to this weekend thinking I have nothing to clear with my mom because I'm good. And so we start writing, and you start doing all the discovery work, and really nothing was coming up. I really was like, I'm good with it. And then on the last day, the final piece, it all just flooded out of me. Like, I can't even imagine what it would have been like if I hadn't done all the other work I did for the last 2 years, but this was definitely the final piece in completing everything with my mom. So they really all work together.
I guess the biggest thing I felt
on the last day is just a sense of release, like all the stuff that I felt like I had released a bunch of stuff already, and then there was just this final release where it felt like it was all completely gone. And the truth is, I was kind of nauseous the first few days when we were doing the discovery stuff, and then by the third day, when the release all happened, that was gone, so that was a definite shift.
My mom was killed in an accident, and I came in on Friday thinking that I needed to complete her. But the person that I actually ended up completing was my dad, and I didn't realize that there was so much significance in my life from my dad. And the interesting thing is I've really been in therapy through many psychologists since I was about 9 when my parents first got divorced. And so I've tried a lot of different modalities of what I thought was healing, whether it's reading grief books or using the 7 steps that Arnoux taught me. And I feel like I did a lot of work, but I felt like there was still a piece that was missing. And I think with this workshop, I really learned the significance of the subconscious and how you're really operating from 90% of that, even though you're not really conscious of it. And so I found this weekend that through the information I learned and how well it was detailed and laid out, that I really was able to come to completion with the issues that I had in my life with my dad. And I have a pretty wide depth of knowledge just with me being the fact of being in medical sales for 13 years. And I think too the social norm or our society says that if you're labeled with, anxiety, depression, fear, that it's like, the project for them to do is just give you a product to fix that, supposedly. And there's no education backing the fact that really our thought process is running through our subconscious, and a pill isn't going to fix that. And so that was another reality that I had this weekend is you really need to dig deep down into the subconscious, and you truly can reprogram your brain and change your life just based on that, without all the side effects of a pharmaceutical product that I think a lot of people fall back on. And I think this is life-changing work. It's healthy, and I really think it's the way to go about healing an individual.
I had some issues with my mother growing up, and what happened is I was very defiant, and going through the completion, I realized that I had a part in the dysfunction between my mother and me. I was determined to make sure that my kids felt love, because I never felt love from my mom. And doing the completion work really put it all together, round it up tight enough that I can hold it and swallow it and digest it and be a new person and love my mother and forgive her and apologize to her for my part of the dysfunction. So it's an amazing program. I do feel a lot lighter, that my mother and I can have a great relationship and to be the person that I am supposed to be.
Just want to say that the completion course was much more than I anticipated. It really gets to your core feelings, and she has a wonderful way of getting it all out and processing it.
I've learned another fabulous skill and tool to be able to take emotions, losses of a family member, pet, or anything, and be able to release these emotions to be complete with myself and not to have any reservations or remorse that I can know that I'll have to hold down and bury and stuff. And I can actually now take and move forward with my emotions and my feelings and be happy and celebrate the life and of my friends and family. So I'm much lighter, I'm much happier, and I just feel better overall. Completion weekend was definitely completing my life, and I look forward to learning even more tools, but this was definitely a must-have tool to have.
It works. I've been to other programs and other releases and this and that. It only was temporary, but I feel this is permanent. I no longer have to carry that extra dark bag on my shoulder and try to switch it back on which one just to balance life anymore. Now I'm free. I'm free.